starting with empty hand. Just start wrist to wrist. And my goal is just to move around and be stuck to this. She pulls, I come with. She pushes, I move. If I move, she stays with. Just working on managing distance, compression, and expansion. I hit across, then we switch. Yeah, so what you just did is one of the very first lessons that I ever learned from Guru John, my guru. And it was just this sticky hands, and there was the most amazing thing to me, because he's like, we're gonna do this, and it was here, right? It's a version of Chisao. Chisao works a little bit different, but it's here, and I remember, and in a typical fashion of the way this art works, meeting this guy. I worked with his nephew, and so went over to his place. We took 12-pack of beer and tomato juice and stuff. He's drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, doing the whole thing, and then we're talking. And so he's had a few beers, all this stuff. He's like, okay, here. And he starts talking, and I'm thinking about how this just doesn't feel good, so I just wanted to kind of lift up and set different, and he was just stuck to me. And he's over here talking, doing whatever, and he's just stuck. And that, it was mind-blowing to see that connection. And so that's what we're going to do, but I want to keep with one hand. Only now we're going to use, so a second ago we had this, we have across, and then if I reach across, then we change hands. Okay. Now adding that I can replace, I want to add replacement to this. Okay, so I can replace and choose where I am. She can choose if she replaces or doesn't replace. It's up to her where she's at. Always moving, always finding connection. Okay? It shouldn't matter if I get distracted by other things. I'm talking to you guys, you're asking questions, wherever she goes. I close my eyes, it doesn't matter if she goes anywhere. She wants to go. Just being sensitive to where she is. And sometimes you change who's leading, right? And it's just an intention thing. My intent is not to follow anymore. My intent is to move around. And just never lose connection, but say, what if I took her this way? This way, And you'll notice sometimes my feet move fast, but my hand's not moving fast. I'm not ripping this away. It's more elastic. It's my body moves and then this extends. So the rubber band extends and then comes together. So I move and then I find angles that work, right? So I know this is a good angle here. Okay. A little longer. Nothing at the first thing?
Nothing of the first lecture at all.
No. Okay, fine. It is what it is.
I got the second bit. I made sure I was recording on the second bit.
Okay. So working from the same idea. So we're just working in the same space, finding movement. Okay. If I find particular time, so if she steps forward and moves through this space, I just look for what I have. Okay. So as we come around, there's one. She changes, right? Okay. So you can use the connection of them. This is a soft drill, soft drill, soft drill. So this is realistically, this moment is not open. If she hits for this, it's not open, right? It's only open because I allow it to be open. So I use this connection. She comes into that. I bring her connection into it. Okay? Because what would happen is in this moment, she goes like that, and I just go, well. But she's going to be stuck to this, so she's going to come with it. Okay? It's no different than if she goes to punch and I put this in the way. Okay? But I'm doing it softly. I'm feeling how it guides there rather than the other. So moments where if she's coming by, she doesn't have anything to hit that. Right? So I'm looking for unencumbered moments. I'm not looking for, well, if I'm just faster, I can hit. I'm looking for positions. I'm becoming aware of space. And so if I'm here and I turn, she doesn't have anything in the way of this. Right? But if I'm here and want this, she does. Okay? See how she's being very soft to it and just responding to the fact that if I hit places that are covered, she just takes them. Okay? But if there's a place that I can get to, that's what I want to get. So I'm looking for, I'm learning timing. I'm learning to be in the right place at the right time. So we can totally Hulk smash. We can hit that spot that's open. But let's hit it because it's open, not because I just think I could get it. Right? If you're sensitive to each other, this happens it becomes a lot more of a stalemate and you have to find them. That's a good one. Because you'll start to be aware of, so not only are you learning timing, you're learning just awareness of what's open, right? So if I start to angle to this side, she naturally changes so that's not there. Except there's stuff like that. She did a good thing and she went, hey, he's walking into that, I'm just going to punch him. But if I start moving to the side, she's like, I don't want that. So she starts changing her angle to make that not happen, right? So I have to change my timing because of her awareness of what's happening. Good. Yeah, you had that. You thought with one arm, but you had a different arm available.
So many arms.
You have so many arms. Notice how she had a hit. Did you see? Did you see? She had a hit right here. She went, okay, I'm going to go for that. And somehow we were here because I remember coming down as she went in for this hit. I just moved that to hit there, right? Her option, I think we must have been on this hand. When she went to hit this, that was my option to hit that. Right? So it's just timing. What's open? Sometimes something is just open. Sometimes it's open because they're trying to do something to you. So if you can respond to that, which is what happened here, is she came to hit, and there was the response, which created the opening. Okay? So let's play. Soft, sensitive. Find the openings, find the timing, and be aware of where you are open. Let's try. And free.
Instead of retreating and going back, so push my hand towards me. You can open this up and pass it through. Woo. Yeah? Take it, block. There you go.
But if you put him in the right place, he can't block. Right? Isn't that the idea? You got to do it in a place like that. Well, what does that tell you? You must be leaving that spot open. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Let's see. There you go. Hey, take anything you want. Whatever you want. I'll take this one. Okay, so we're going to tie this together with the knife. Okay. And so I'm going to start. Now, I'm not going to be constantly switching hands. It's a thing that we can do, We've got the ability to switch hands. It's a way that we train to work. But we're not going to. We're gonna recognize that we have a weapon hand and an offhand. Okay? And that offhand is either clearing things or hitting things. Okay? So if we'll start the same way. We'll start with this connection here. There are different things that are available now, right? So I still have the same things. I can move in, I can hit. Right? I can move in, I can hit for reasons there. But also on this extension, come back and move here, recognizing that very slight changes change things. So now where that connection exists in relation to me becomes very important. Right? So now if I switch, now I have the hand. Right?
No.
For the sake of this drill actually being interesting and fun to do, I'm not just going to constantly go, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, so I'm going to try to aim for trunk targets, knowing that these are here, and honestly, if she moves past the knife in a way that makes that dangerous. If she reaches, so if she comes to punch through here, I might just take that, right? I'll recognize these, but I'm not just going to be like, and I got you, okay? But I might go for here, I might go for here, might go for the thrust. So we move. Oh, good. That was a good one.
You didn't even see it coming.
I'm trying so hard to be relaxed. The hardest part is being relaxed. You add a tool and you start going, oh God, now everything's scary, and you start ramping up. So it takes effort. So recognize that you're gonna fail, you're gonna get cut. That's part of it. We're here to learn, we're here to grow, we're not here to win. So instead, it's how can I do as little as possible the right way, rather than doing a lot that's unnecessary. Does that make sense? Okay? So I'm trying to be relaxed. I'm trying to be as relaxed as possible because I know that in a real altercation where a knife is involved, whether I hold one or you hold one, through the roof, right? It's going to be terrifying. So if I can learn to be relaxed in a place that I'm able to be relaxed, then maybe I'll go to 90% instead of 100, right? So it's also, I can't see in high speed. I mean, we could choose, let's just cut each other for a minute. So we could do all of that, but that doesn't teach when things happen. So instead, I want to be able to see these openings in movement. My favorite one, the one that I really want you to see, is this idea that if she pushes in and she pushes in too much here, right? So I push and she allows too much, then this turn right across, right? Down, there it is. Up, here it is. Good. Okay, so let's play. The Filipinos call it play on purpose, right? Let's play. Okay, let's change. Should be running. What do we got?
I think so. It says 2 minutes, 35 seconds. Is that going to be enough?
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Okay.
Time, it's not my fault.
So we're just going to work that same intensity, that same level for Palasut. So as she comes in, I reach through, passing, slashing. She slashes. I come through. Okay, clearing. Oh, I was too slow. So we go again. One more. Turning here. Passing. Cut. Cut. Cut.
Over here. Should be over here. I'm just not doing this right.
That's okay. So we're just working the drill. The hold will go very specific. She slashes, I enter here, allow as she passes for the stomach, I allow it to pass the arm, go for the stomach. She comes through the neck, I come through the hand. She passes down to control, I clear space. If I'm too far, I'm going to turn this elbow up and come out, and now I can come in. And then her job starts here. Switch bad hand, done. And she comes here. If I make good time, and being soft, sometimes we don't. When I go for this thrust and she passes it down, I should clear to the side and she thrusts, and the drill starts again. Okay? Okay, cool. Let's try. What kind of look? You're right here. Okay. So we're gonna look through this whole thing. We're good? Red means record?
Red means record.
I always say that because there's a really great YouTube channel called Red Means Recording, and it's a guy who's just creating music, and it's just really enjoyable. And so every time I think Red means recording. So what's happening is if he's the one slashing, then I'll put him over here for the camera. If he's the one slashing, I turn and I face this. I create structure. I don't want to be turned here because he'll just take his knife through this space. Okay? So, and I'm not going like this because that's not good either, right? So I turn and I face this, and it's just a moment, but I'm facing this energy here. Okay? We're doing it softly here. Now, from here, I'm not doing this. What the typical thing people will do is they'll go like this. Okay? That's the thing I can do, but instead I'm being sensitive to him. His opening is to cut my stomach, and when he does, I allow that to pass. I pop the elbow so that I can slash through to the belly. Okay? You see his hand following. He's going to follow above my elbow because if he doesn't, I just take that, right? Because, and here's why. So go ahead and go more towards there like you did. Okay? I just come through. I come through and grab here. I come through and grab here. And I take that hand off. Okay? So as we come in, he cuts to the belly. He cuts. I follow. Notice the hip pull away. The hip pulls away. I raise this and come through. That's bad for you.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So let's go again. So we're here. He comes down to the belly. I come here. As he comes in, he's going to reach under his arm and go above my elbow. He's not trying to be very intense. He's just trying to be here. He doesn't want to raise this because his target is here. His hand is high. His target is high. So if he raises my arm, he covers that target with my shoulder. So he's just allowing this to turn. So he's actually going to turn his trunk. As I'm coming this way, go ahead and come back. As I'm coming for this belly hit, he wants to pull that hip away so that doesn't happen. And that rotation is the rotation that cuts my throat. Okay? So we come from the beginning. One, cuts the belly. I cut the belly. He pulls the hip. He turns. That turn is to here. Okay? So my response to that is to also turn and cut the hand. I know where it is because of this. I hit and I cut. Okay? I'll spin this way a little bit so we can get to this part. So he turns. Here. Cut the belly. That's there. Cut that. As I turn, and I cut the hand. Just past the hand, I come for the throat. If his hand goes high, I see cut right down. Okay? So instead, when we come to this, he comes to the throat, and I come over. He's going to come from the outside, and he's going to pass it down. And he's going to try to control this wrist so that the next thing that he does is controlled. And that's why I step to the side. I clear this, creating space for that thrust, or that slash, and we're back to the beginning.
Nope.
And it's important that when you find these moments that it fails, that you show the failure, right? It's a win for you. Because you got to learn how to be in the right place. I turn, he cuts the belly, I cut, he cuts, I cut. That's not it.
What is it?
Yeah. Oh. Here, from the outside, I'm going to pass your hand. Okay, there it is. I move. Okay, that's it. Now I'm past that, right? I didn't move fast enough, so go ahead and do your slash. I turn this.
Okay.
Then I cut you, and it's time for you to start.
Okay.
Okay?
Maybe.
Make sense?
Yes.
Everybody get kind of the whole drill, at least these pieces. These are just pieces that we'll do, right? Then you go back to the idea of what we were doing before, and these are just moments that exist in what you were doing before. The drill is to allow repetition of movement, not to teach you how a fight goes. Let's try. Over time, you'll become proficient at that drill. I'm not too worried about how good you are at that drill. It's just a drill that's building skills to you. So when we work, so we're going to go back kind of to the same earlier place. I mean, when you start like this, there's no, it just becomes slashing, right? It's just me going, bah, bah, right? That's not the same. So we'll come in, we'll kind of not dance on those. And so we're going to start from wrist to wrist, okay? And we're just going to move. So just like before we started with this, I'm going to start moving and maybe I clear this hand and I pass. So you're going to, yeah, do something. Do something. Yes, I move that. We move this. Move. Cut. Good. Cutting. So I'm just trying to find whatever I have that matches what's here. Okay. Good. Relax. 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 You're being so tense. You're good. You're good. You're teepee in a wigwam. You're too tense. Okay, slashing. Here, cutting. There it is. Okay, now if you see, she's doing exactly what the rest of you will also do. And you just try to use speed. You go here, I'm here, attention, get that. Here, attention, get that. Okay, instead I want to be soft. And I'm just trying to find where are my places, okay? I'm moving slow so that it's not just, because I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to build awareness, okay? Where do I think I can cut you? If I'm here and I raise this, well, I think I can cut down here. Well, if I just go bam, then I've taught her that she can be cut. I want to move slowly so that she can see and go, what could I do? I could do that. Here's this. I could do that. Okay? So instead, I want to be able to see opportunity, and that comes from slowing it down and recognizing the connection of things. Because you only learn what options you have when time allows it to be learned. You like that?
So then I go, cool, use speed again.
Yes, speed is the scapegoat. There it is. That was a nice slash to the bicep. Slash in. Yes.
Oh, no.
Good. Okay. Think we can try that? So just use what you have. I mean, the thing is, all of the things that exist from before. She always comes in here, then I might just go cut the hands, thrust, right? She goes for the belly, I have to pass and move. We're just playing. Just playing. Soft. Build awareness. Help each other. Show each other, hey, you are open here. Let them see, well, what could I do about that? Ask a lot of questions. My question is, what do you do if I slash at your throat? And slash at your belly. Okay? And she goes, well, I don't know. What if I thrust at your stomach? And I go, oh, okay, well, maybe I can do this and I can thrust to you. And that was her question. Okay? So do you see how the question and the answer, the conversation builds? That's what we're doing. We're just talking.